everybody. Welcome back to WigginsTV. As always, I'm your host, S.Wiggins. And man, there's nothing, I feel like I done it all, because I really did like one of the top #1 hoods that people asked me to do. So please welcome my guest, Boss Hall, from Playboy Hustlers, Crips. Yes. How you feeling, homie?
Oh, man, honored to be on this show, man. I got to say, shout out to you, man. I've been a fan of your show for the last few months, and the interviews be epic, man. Shout out to you for just showing the history of the LA streets.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro, as well, man, for that and giving me the opportunity, because you're a legend as well, man. So,
yes, sir.
For sure, man. So, speaking of LA history on the streets, man, I mean, let's take it back. We got a little time. How do you know the origins of how Playboy Hustlers started?
Well, as far as the 6A streets is concerned, the hood was started in the end of 84, beginning of 85, and yeah, it was just a collective, man. It was just a bunch of people that hung out in our section, and they just felt like we needed to start something that was us. We had the Hoovers over there, but we was kind of like in between the 5'9" Hoovers and the 7'4" Hoovers. So it was just a section right there that was occupied with kids, but it wasn't nothing to represent right there. So the big homie decided to put on the Playboy Hustlers Crips over there.
For sure. Now, how did you personally, Boss Hall, become a part of the Playboy Hustlers?
Well, I kind of seen it happen. Shout out to my big cousin Mackie. He was one of the original founding members, and so I kind of seen it take shape. But at the time, I was just a little too young. I couldn't even, my boundaries was stop sign to stop sign, So I couldn't go, so my whole world was between 68 and 67. So once the homies seen that I could move around the hood a little bit, they went ahead and let me get put on the set.
That's what's up. Now, like you mentioned, there is the 7'4" Hoovers and the 5'9" Hoovers.
Yeah.
What, enemy or not, they're very notorious, and they know for putting pressure on people to turn the set. So,
hell yeah.
How did y'all manage to even survive and plant something there?
Well, like I said, in the beginning, it was kind of like we was, we had the same enemies. We went to school with them cats. We all knew each other, you know what I'm saying? So I guess they wasn't really worried about what we was doing until our numbers started getting up, Homies start striking up in their hood, and, so it was like, okay, y'all need to either turn over or it's on, you know what I'm saying? And so we just said, let the be on. But at first, though, everybody called us Baby Hoovers. That's how we got, most of our enemies came from our association with Hoover in the beginning. We was real tight. Like the homie Bone said, we kind of like ran under the Hoovers, you know what I'm saying? But once they told us we had to make a decision, then the choice was easy for us. So it kind of been on with them a little bit ever since.
That's what's up, for sure. I respect it. Now, a lot of people ask me about this. How did the 93rd Street clique of the Playboy Hustlers come about? Do you know any history about that?
I couldn't tell you that, man. What I will do is try to get you in line with one of the homies from the trade, but we started kicking it with them probably around the early 90s, you know what I'm saying? Is when we kind of tied down all the way in, because for a while, we didn't even know it was a 7th Street Playboy, and that was right on the other side of Florence. We was kids, man, so like I said, our whole world was our section, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't really moving around a lot yet, and I remember when the 7-5 came to the hood, the big homie was out of town in Portland, Oregon, before they turned IVC. And And yeah, because that's another story. The big homies, my first generation ended up turning into IVC. But so they was out of town doing their thing with them, and you know these cats at the corner, they're about 15 deep. We like, what the hell going on? And so you know they got the banging Playboy on us. And but we little, like I said, it's all the young homies there. The big homies was out of town. So they banging Playboy. We like, okay, we banging Playboy back on them. And then, you know, when they got up on us, they was like, yeah, this 7-5 Playboy at the crib. We was like, damn, that shit crazy. So then, you know, the big homies locked in with them. We ended up being real tight with them. And we got to, you know, telling each other like, yeah, some more Playboys down in the 90s. But we hadn't locked that shit in yet. Eventually that shit got locked in. We got locked in with the Playboy styles. And so we kind of been moving as a unit, the South Central Playboys, since the early 90s. You know, we hadn't locked into the West LA Playboys yet. That came in probably the early 2000s.
So, respect, man. Now, I got another, it's kind of controversial, man. Do your best with it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Why do y'all have beef? You know, if it's true, why do y'all have beef with most other hustler Crips out there?
I can't tell you why, but I know when I jumped off the porch, that was the first thing homie told me was hard time. You know, no disrespect to the hard times, because I'm well beyond all that, you know, bullshit at this point in my life, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the first thing I learned was, you know, hard time, you know? And it seemed like most of the hustle clicks run with them, you know, up under them, and we run with the movement and the trades and the Playboys, you know what I'm saying? So I can't tell you how the beef originated, but I know as long as I've been gang banging, it's always been that way.
All right. So what's some hustler Crips that y'all are cool with?
As far as I know, none. As far as I know, none. I mean, we
really, boss hog?
Eastside hustlers, big time hustlers. As far as I know, we ain't no hustlers that we at least that we friendly with. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but we run with the gangsters and the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Oh.
Yeah.
So who's some of y'all allies for those people who don't know?
All the Playboys is one nation, you know what I'm saying? And we kicked it with all the gangsters, you know what I'm saying? The 4 trades, the 8 trades, the 5 trade Allies, 8-7 gangsters, 9-7 gangsters, you know. Everything moving. We kick it with it.
Now, are y'all allies with the Playboy Tressa?
It ain't no beef with them, but no, it ain't really no connection there either. You know, they do their thing, we do our thing.
All right. Fair enough. Now, when I watched a movie called Dead Homies, at the end, there was one of your homies from Playboy Hustlers. Do you remember his name?
I never watched the movie Dead Homies.
Oh, okay. So you're probably not familiar with him, but all right. Now, I don't know if you've seen this one, but a while back I did a story on a homie that was from 6'8" Playboy, if I'm not mistaken, but he was Playboy Hustlers for real, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to my nigga V Money. That's how I locked into your show.
Oh, all right. Is he okay? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, my nigga doing good. Free big V Money, you know. He putting in the paperwork, trying to get his freedom back, you know what I'm saying? They got the wrong cat, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely praying for the homie V Money to get his freedom.
That's what's up, man. And one of the questions we like to ask here on WigginsTV is living in LA, you know, people get caught, even the toughest of the tough get caught slipping sometimes and may have to get a pass. Do you have any stories where you might have been caught in the 60s or some other places and may have to get a pass with somebody you went to school with or something?
Hey, I got one even crazier for you, Wiggins. I was in my set slipping. And yeah, so it was me and the homie, you know, a couple of homies, I ain't gonna mention no names. But we was walking from the 7-5s to the 6-8s, you know what I'm saying? So we right there on Florence and Figueroa, you know what I'm saying? So a cat hop off the bus. You know, I'm like 15, 16 at the time. So I had a cat hop off the bus. I banged on him like, damn, what that Playboy like? And he was like, he didn't say nothing at first. And I'm like, hey, what's that Playboy like? Where you from? And next thing I know, he pulled it out on me like, man, this hard time.
Oh.
It's from 8 hard time. So a couple of the homies, and this is why I'm not going to mention no names, so the homies kind of like skirted off on me because you know, he had a pistol on me. Yeah. But in their defense, they was going to get banged down, so they, you know, they end up making it back to me, you know what I'm saying, with the banger. So shout out to the homie. But so yeah, they skirted off. So it's just me and him, and we walking towards the set still, and he got the banger to my ribs, and he like, you know, yeah, it's hard time. What's up now? So me, you know, I'm young and dumb, and at this time I'm thinking like, this fool finna kill me. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm finna go out like a G. So I got the banging on him, disrespecting his head, and then the nigga was just like, you know what, you got heart. He was like, but you're some homeboys, them some hooks. You know what I'm saying? He was like,
wow.
They need to get deep. He was like, they need to get DP when you get back to your hood. He's like, I ain't gonna bust on you, you know what I'm saying? But if you ever catch me slipping, I need that pass back. And that was that. He went on his way, I went on my way. The homies ended up in the corner with the straps, and by then we couldn't find them though. But yeah, shout out to, I can't even tell you the cat name, but shout out to that cat, man. He definitely gave me a pass on that one.
Oh, that's dope, man. Wow, that's a movie right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Now, vice versa, did you ever give somebody a pass like that before?
I can't say that I have, you know. My mind was like, if we catch him, you know what I'm saying, we got to do something to him. So I can't remember what time I did that, you know.
For sure. All right. Hey, now I got a different kind of question. So, living in that area, you know, you grew up over there by. If you from LA, if you familiar with LA, you know LA is Figueroa Street. You know, it's ladies' night. A lot of ladies.
Yeah, definitely the blood. Yeah.
Was it always like that when you was a kid?
Man, it was popping real hard back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was popping real hard. Then they kind of got their hands on it, but now it's going up real hard over there.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's always, you know, as far as all my life, that's been the blade, yeah.
For sure. That's what's up, man.
And the thing is, it go all the way down past the hundreds, you know, from Figueroa all the way, you know, from the 50s all the way to the hundreds is you know, it's the blade. So,
wow. Yeah. Did any of those ladies ever had to turn the set because they was in the area too much?
Well, when we was young, we used to rob them and, you know, do little shit like that. Excuse my language. But yeah, we used to jack them and rob them and harass them, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, you know, so yeah, they caught a little flack being over there in gangland.
For sure, wow. All right. So, all right, is it now? I'm pretty sure you seen my my interview with my boy T from Playboy Hustlers Crips. Are you familiar with that hood? Have you ever had any run-in with them?
No, I heard of them when I watched them on your show. I never seen them in jail, or, you know, I never ran into none.
How about the Bellflower 706?
Never ran into them.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. Any other stories you want to give us about? Because you know this is rare. It's very rare to get an interview for a Playboy Hustler, man. Believe me. So
yeah, I just I read your comments and I see a lot of people, you know, try to make us like we just irrelevant sex, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny to me because it's like we always in people's mouth though, you know what I'm saying? But they try to make us seem irrelevant, you know, and we wasn't one of the biggest sets, you know what I'm saying? But anybody that came in contact with us got the business, you know what I'm saying? We held our section down and still hold our section down to this day. So it's it's just funny seeing people's perspective of the rap gang, though. But like the homie Bone said, man, we ain't out here recruiting infants and tiny infants and all this, because we beyond that. You know, we grown men. We you know, we live in a different lifestyle. But the rap is still the rap. You know, we still in connection with each other. We still politic. We still kick it. If anything go down, we still ready and prepared to do what we need to do to rectify the situation. So, man, I appreciate you letting us have a little platform to put these ears up in the air and let people know, you know what I'm saying, that this rabbit hopping is still alive and well.
For sure. Oh, and before we get up out of here, let them know about your music, where they can find your social media and your IG or your YouTube, in case they can't read the screen.
Boss Hizzle everywhere. Just, you know, you Google Boss Hizzle. I've been in the rap gang since 2000, so I got a lot of stuff. I haven't been doing no actual recording in probably the last 2 or 3 years, but I do manage an artist by the name of Big Spook for 4 Against the Crips, so make sure y'all check that out too. Yeah, check me out. Boss Hizzle everywhere. BOSSHIZZLE.
Oh, and for sure, if you know, I rock with the 4-pack, man. So if you,
yeah, them definitely my boy. Shout out to Eastside K-Boy. You know, shout out to Big Spook, the whole 4-pack. You know what I'm saying? They definitely doing their thing.
For sure. You let them know if you want to ever come on the show and do an interview or anything. You're more than welcome, man.
Yeah, my boy Spook, he crazy about the internet. He don't really like politics and gang business on it. He one of them old school Crips, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing, you know, like I said, I'm going to try to line you up with a 9-tray and a 7-5 too. But that's the thing about it. A lot of the homies don't do that internet, you know, banging stuff. So, you know, it's kind of hard. It's kind of tricky, yeah.
For sure. Respect, man. Any last words before we get up out of here, or?
Man, shout out to Wiggins, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You the GOAT right now.
Man, that's love, man. Much love. I appreciate you, homie. Good luck here.
Nah, stop rapping up.
For sure, man. Well, you got it here first, man. WigginsTV, Playboy Hustlers, 6A. Shout out to Boss Hog. We out of here.